on WBTV, we're going to be doing a series that we haven't done in a while, but we did do a Truth About Working With series a while ago, where we did the Truth About Working with Wade and the Truth About Working with Blake. Well, today we're going to be doing the Truth About Working with QsCast in order to get ready for the release of Q's to Saving the World in less than 2 weeks. So I'm going to be talking about different cast members, Blake is going to be talking about different cast members, and maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to catch the cast while filming for a couple of questions. So without further ado, let's get in to the questions.
A smaller cast here on Q's compared to Kevin Vermeer. Now, does that mean the work ethic or the amount of work we get done is more compared to Kevin Vermeer?
No. Q's is different. Like our cast between Kevin Vermeer and Q's, our cast is a lot more experience in acting on Q's, which is also a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing is we get scenes done really fast, 1-2 takes maybe. I think the max we took like 4 takes on a scene, but that was because the scene was very intense. I had the camera, I was sprinting backwards, people were running at me. It was a very intense scene. It took a lot of takes to get it down. But the part of the problem is because the show, the nature of the show is stupidity, and some of the people on the show are funny in real life, and the show is just really, really funny. It can take time to finally get people to do scenes because people are so confused or have trouble saying their lines because they're really funny or they're really weird. So that can cause some problems as well. Also, we have trouble getting people together. But what happens a lot of times is we'll be shooting a scene, and then we'll come up to Dimitri's line, and Evan has taken Dimitri to like a whole new level that I did not expect Dimitri to be at. And Evan will say the line, and it will like be so hard for all of us not to just burst out laughing, or sometimes all of us will just burst out laughing because Evan just does a great job as Dimitri. Okay, so I guess question number 1 would be
Question numero uno.
What character is most like or what actor is most like their character throughout in this show?
I mean, you mean which person fits their character the best?
No, like what person's personality is most like their character's personality?
I mean, for all 3 of the characters, or for basically all of the characters, there's some aspect of them not being as smart as they are in real life, and them being a little bit like slower or a little bit more stupid than their actual selves. But I mean, this may be a little mean saying here, but Evan fits Dimitri so well, it's like insanely good. And as Wade was saying earlier, like the thought of Dimitri was he's a funny character, and he's like a pretty dumb or slower character, and he's a random character, and he was gonna be a good funny character, but like Evan has like transcended him to another level, and Evan has become one with the Dimitri.
Jeez!
Jeez! I just have diabetes.
I have diabetes.
Like, I can't even do the slur as good as he does it, too. Seeming as that you are not in Q's, you've been taking more of a back seat, more of a director's position in the filming of Q's. If you were to be in Q's, which character would you play?
Oh, this is an easy one, because this was the original intention. The original intention was I was supposed to be Dimitri, because I wrote Dimitri so weird that I didn't think I would be able to get anybody else to come in and play him, because no one would want to be him.
Mm-hmm.
But if I wrote him weird, then I could do whatever I wanted to. But yeah, no, I would definitely be Dimitri.
But see, now that Evan has like done such a good job with Dimitri,
Evan.
out of the other 3 characters, which would you pick as your second pick?
Probably Bob, because Bob is just like so stupid and like out to lunch sometimes about shit, but then he makes like a big deal about like the really smallest shit, which I find funny. Like when Bob rants about Y2K, it's pretty funny.
Wait, I just realized you are in it. You are in it as Boss Man.
I am Boss Man.
Even though Boss Man's kind of like a secondary
Yeah,
character. He's not like a
secondary
main character.
Out of all working with all these people on a script that is obviously very funny, do you find it? What person do you find cracks you up most of the time while you're filming with their lines? Like, what person's making you laugh the most?
Pretty obvious, Dimitri, because his lines are just so random, and Evan portraying those lines and the delivery of the lines. Like, I don't even know if you wrote this into the script, but I'm pretty sure there's a talking head where you had him originally just yell potatoes, I think it was, potatoes, and he pulls up a sack of potatoes, but this time Evan changed that and he pulls up a sack of potatoes, but instead he's like, tomatoes. It just makes it 10 times more funnier. Out of the Q's cast, who would you say is the most difficult to work with via being memorizing lines, willingness to do a scene, and availability to come and record?
I gotta say, probably Michael is probably the hardest to work with. He's pretty busy a lot of times. It doesn't let you know that he'd come till a few days before, and then sometimes he doesn't show up. And but Michael, at one time he stole our script too, and then we had to go looking for it for an hour, and then at the very end of the day he finally gave it back after we had printed 2 new ones.
See, the funny thing with that situation is I stated, Michael, did you check your bag?
Yeah,
and he's like, yeah, it's not in my bag.
Anyways, so yeah, probably Michael. Probably one of the easiest people to work with is Blake, because we've worked with each other for quite a long time, and through bad actors and good actors, had some good performances, and and then working with Matt and Evan is always great. Matt's pretty good at his lines. Evan at the start took a while with lines, but he's definitely got a lot better, and he delivers his lines pretty well. So
specifically when doing talking heads, do you find that is there a character or is there a person that you think does the talking heads the best, or is there a person who you wish you had their talking heads?
I mean, myself as Larry, I like his talking heads. Basically, it's just him explaining stuff or him getting mad at the rest of the group, and I feel like I do a pretty good job with those talking heads, but then again, Dimitri's character, it's like all praise Dimitri. This entire video, it's just like, Dimitri is our god, man. Dimitri is the whole heart of Q's here. Dimitri, Larry main character, Boss Man main character, Bob main character, Jim main character? No, Dimitri.
Dimitri's gonna get his own spin-off show called Dimitri.
Dimitri, shut up! You're named after an ice cream restaurant!
And I guess, working with Matthew, you've never worked with him before. There's the possibility you're going to be working with him on other projects. What do you think of working with Matt and his character? Does he do a good job at portraying the insane man of Bob?
He's supposed to be insane? I thought he was just supposed to be a little bit more dumb.
He's dumb. But he's kind of insane when he talks about the world ending and shit.
Okay, I guess. I mean, yeah, I feel like everyone portrays their character quite well. With some people there may be more of a reluctance to act stupid or act dumb, but I remember one specific scene or one specific talking head and a scene where we were going to visit Boss Man, and Matt was reading his lines and he's just like, oh, here I think we're going to KFC, and he was just completely okay, I'm fine with acting dumb and doing that. So willingness to act dumb or get into that role is good.
And then finally, with the change of people from Kevin from Air, and Q's, you're not working with anybody from Kevin from Air except for maybe Wade in a few scenes. What do you think of the
change up? holy hell, Q's is, Wade was over here. I think the productivity level is relative or the same to Kevin Vermeer. No! The productivity level, I'm sitting up now. The productivity level, it's like shot through the roof. Maybe it's it is a lot harder now to get people together for Q's, but when I don't have to sit there for an hour trying to record one scene because Keith can't remember his lines in Kevin Vermeer, but granted, I find myself, when I read a script, I can read the lines 3 times over right there, and then for the next scene, I can have the line memorized for the next 20 minutes. Like, other people, like Michael, Matthew, and Evan, still trip over memorizing their lines, or we still have to record the scene multiple times, but it's nothing compared to what I had to do with, like, a Keith, or, like, anyone from Kevin Vermeer, because everyone had their times in Kevin Vermeer as well, I'm not saying all of them were bad, some of them were, like, funny to laugh at. Like, I remember when we were filming the one scene with Danny's character, where he's got the coffee pot and he keeps like flipping the coffee pot around. We're like, Danny, we need to re-record the scene. You can't flip the coffee pot around like that. Or when we had Sam on to play as Johnny D, and I remember that day it seemed very unproductive because in between scenes we just laughed way too much and goofed off way too much. But oddly enough, we were actually productive that day. So the dynamic and the smaller cast of Q's is a lot different than Kevin Vermeer, but I feel like because of this, it's boosted our productivity on Q's. Like in one day of Q's compared to one day of Kevin Vermeer, we can get a lot more done. And how many actors we had in Kevin Vermeer, we had to have like multiple days, like at least 5 days just to record one episode in Q's. Like I think we only had like 3 days to record the first episode or something like that.
And finally, could you leave the audiences with a Q's thing? You know, should they watch it? Is it funny? Is it good?
Watch it.
Is it funny? Is Q's funny?
Is Q's funny?
Yeah.
No. Re-edit. Back to that. Okay. Yes, I think Q's is our best production we have made on WBTV. You guys should go and watch it right when it comes out. Wait, do I need to finish reading the rest of this script?
No, it's okay.
Okay. There you go, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe to WBTV.
And we'll see you in the next video.
Piglet is the best mom.
I have diabetes.
Sheesh! Wait, sorry.
Thank you guys for watching WBTV. If you want to see more videos like this one, click the video on the right. If you want to see skits, click the video on the left. And make sure to click that subscribe button so you don't miss a single video.